Hi, welcome to Banyan Pilot Shop. I'm Katie, I'm our store manager, and one of the questions that we get the most from student pilots, especially who are just starting out, is what about the uniform? What do I need? So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about all the different components of the uniform and some suggestions. All right, so we're going to start out with the pilot uniform shirt. The most common shirt is going to be a white shirt. Now we do have several options for you. We have our Banyan Pilot Shop shirt, and we also have Jet Seam. So Jet Seam is a company that supplies a lot of the airline pilots with their shirts. So just a couple different options for you, different price points of course. We have the short sleeve option, and we also have a long sleeve option. Depends on what you like. And then we also have women's shirts. So the cut is going to be a little bit different for the women's shirts. They have some darting. The buttons are also on the other side. And during cold climate weather, you're going to want to pair your long sleeve shirt with an aviation sweater that has the spots for the epaulettes and also your wings. Next up, we have our ties. So some schools require that you wear a tie, others don't. There's of course several different kinds of ties. We have the one that's a clip-on, we have a traditional tie, we also have a woman's cross tie, and of course you can always go with a scarf if you're a woman too. Depends on what you're comfortable with. We have epaulettes. They're sometimes called stripes or bars. We'll talk about those more in another video for you. We have the wings. So typically the wings are not something that you purchase when you're starting out as a student. They're actually something that you earn. And typically your instructor will gift them to you or your school will gift them to you. Sometimes the wings are a generic wing. Other times your flight school might have their own particular wing that they provide for you. As far as the airlines go, they might have their own specific wings that you're going to use. Then you're also going to need a belt. The belt is actually a safety item. So in the event of an emergency, if you had landed off airport and were bleeding, you can use it as a tourniquet. So the belt is not just a fashion accessory, it's also a safety item. So the next item is the pants. Some schools they'll use black, others will use blue. It really depends on the school you're going for. And typically you want a pant that's a little bit loose, of course tight on your belly, but a little bit loose in the legs. So more of a wide cut leg or a boot cut leg is ideal. Now the last thing that you're going to need are going to be shoes, and you're going to want to wear a shoe that coordinates with the color of pant. You definitely want to have a nice looking shoe, but you can see this beautiful one here. It has a genuine leather bottom. We do not want to fly with the leather bottoms because the asphalt, when we're walking out on the ramp, it can get really slippery. You can get oil on it, and then when you get in the plane and you're using the rudder pedals, you can actually end up slipping the shoe off the rudder pedal. So it's better to get a shoe that has more of a rubber bottom, and a thicker rubber is always better. We're going to talk a little bit more about the colors. If you're wearing black pants, your tie and your epaulettes should also be black. If you're wearing blue pants, your tie and your epaulettes should be blue. If you're using a gold epaulette, you want your wings to also be gold. If you're wearing a silver epaulette, you want your wings also to be silver. And don't forget about the accessories. A pilot always needs a really good watch, and we have lots of watches to choose from here at Banyan. We have the Abingdon watches, we have the Citizen and Belova watches, and we even have some really cool watches from Citizen that are Blue Angels watches. So lots of different variety there. You also wouldn't be complete without your sunglasses. So whether it's the classic Ray-Bans like these, or a pair of flying eyes that have amazing lightweight technology with very flexible arms, you definitely want to complete your look with all the accessories. So that's just a little bit more about what you can expect with the uniforms. So I hope that cleared some things up for you, and if you have more questions, that's what we're here for, Banyan Pilot Shop.